Hello, dear Virgo. I am Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary, revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your May 2022 horoscope. We kick off the month with Venus moving into Aries, activating your eighth house. Jupiter will follow a few days later, about a week later, into Aries as well. And Mercury will retrograde at that time. Mercury's your ruler. And so these are two pretty big movements right as we start off. And then we have a Scorpio full moon. It is an eclipse. That will be your third house activation, as well as ninth house. And then the sun will enter Gemini as well. And this will activate your 10th house. We have Mercury retrograding back into Taurus on the 23rd, and Mars entering Aries, more eighth house activity. Venus enters Taurus at the end of the month, ninth house, and we have a Gemini new moon on the 30th in your 10th house. So let's talk about the eighth house emphasis for this month, as well as a little bit of ninth house energy and 10th house. So here we're looking at this from the lens of the eighth house, Venus in Aries first. And with the eighth house, we're working with the areas that have to do with bonded relationship. Now, this isn't just romantic, it can be business as well, but you're looking at gaining financially or in your value system or just your relationships through a partnership of some shape or form. Also, if you've been waiting on a loan or you've been waiting on some extra money to come in, it could show up at this time. You may also, because we're dealing with eighth house, dealing with inheritance, and we know that inheritance often comes through someone passing. That isn't necessarily predictive for you, Virgo, just letting you know that that is a possibility. Now, the thing about Venus in Aries is she's very sharp and pointed and passionate when she's here. So you could easily attract relationships and go even deeper in your bonded relationships, personally or professionally, where there's a lot of passion involved. And maybe you're wanting to mix things up in the bedroom, or you're wanting to go deeper with your beloved. This is a great time for you to be able to do that. And then with Jupiter entering your eighth house, it can bring wonderful opportunities for you to maybe, if you're thinking about going into an industry like say banking or investments or finance, this is a way in which you could do that, and you can show up as a leader. Maybe you're looking for a new role and you want to be able to do what you do really well and be in charge of things. And so you may find yourself suddenly thrust into having to be the executive person for an inheritance or for an estate. You could also be an executive in an executive role at this time. Now, Mercury retrograding also, like I say, your ruler may have some delays involved. So even though you are given this, say, promotion or this opportunity, maybe there is intimacy things happening for you. With Mercury here, you have a chance to revisit things and redo them. We'll talk about the personal relationships. If you have felt like there has been some disconnect with those that you care deeply for, this is an opportunity for you to come back and revisit that and create greater trust and intimacy for yourself. Do keep in mind with the Mercury retrograde, it could cause you to feel more anxious than normal, maybe worry about things that are out of your control. And in doing so, it just causes you to overthink things. Now, this is your 10th house being active here with Mercury. And so it may be that you have to defend your reputation, or you have to speak to something that you thought had been, say, buried or that it was finalized. Well, now it's coming back to be revisited. And if you do the work, you roll up your sleeves, you do the work, you'll find that you have the support and the help. And at the full moon eclipse in Scorpio on the 16th in your third house, that's where I sense you can put whatever it was to rest. Now, the other thing too, at this full moon, you may decide that you want to take on some higher education or some form of learning, and that in order to do that, you give up your job so that you can be a full-time student. or you decide you want to get, say, your MBA program going, or you want to maybe teach others and or start your own business, I would offer, if you can, hold off until Mercury goes direct in June to launch something new. That would be ideal. If for some reason this is something you've been waiting for, you've planned, you've got everything in place, do a soft launch and give yourself permission to have a little bit of flexibility, because with the Mercury retrograde, people may not receive or fully understand what you're trying to present to them. This also can be a time where if you're taking exams or you're needing to pass a test or make a presentation, that there could be some technical delays, there could be some frustrations there. So definitely keep your sense of humor around this time. Now, the sun enters Gemini. Again, your 10th house is active, energizing your reputation, your career, your status. You may find yourself being that go-to jack of all trades, master of none, and that actually could be energizing for you. It may also, Virgo, give you a chance to be able to plan some travel, do some travel that puts you in the spotlight, or at least gives you some way of learning more about yourself, which can make you very happy. If you felt restless, this is a time where you could start to feel like, you know what, I've worked really hard. I deserve to be here. I deserve to do all these fun things. And I'm just going to enjoy being in the spotlight. I'm just going to enjoy the career path that I've chosen or the things that I've chosen to do in life. Also, for a few of you Virgos, you're wanting to take on a greater role. Maybe it's in the home or it's in the business side of things at work. This is an opportunity where you could start to have conversations with others about it. If you're already in that leadership role, you may find yourself with a team restructuring happening for a few of you, some reorg, that sort of thing. The other thing I mentioned about Mercury being your ruler, it retrogrades back into Taurus in that 9th house. So if you had to put a trip on hold, if you were waiting to take an exam or take on some higher education, this is a time now where it could come back for you to be able to complete it and to be able to do it. Mercury retrogrades are great for completing things. Also, I'll point to this, Virgo, that some of you will have relationship dynamics, a person that maybe fell away or didn't, or you hadn't heard from in a while, they'll come back. And you will want to kind of wrap that up and revisit it. You'll most likely be looking at, do our belief systems line up? Because if they don't, this probably isn't going to work. A few of you Virgos will reignite an old flame that has a different perspective. They've gone away, they've done their work, they come back, you're more in alignment. So there is those little pins on the map during this month. Mars enters Aries on the 24th, further giving you 8th house emphasis. Now, this could have you in where you're rescuing people who are in crisis. Maybe you're in the healthcare industry or you're in the industry that helps people. Let's say they come to you with tax issues or they come to you with financial troubles. You may find yourself being that hero for them at this time because you know how to organize it, you know how to get them back on track, make them some good money. Personally, you may decide that you want to take some action when it comes to investing. It could be the stock market, it could be investing in homes or property, anything like that. This could really energize you and give you more opportunities to have abundance. If you're looking for ways to increase your income, look no further than fighting for a good cause that you can invest in. Venus enters Taurus in your 9th house on May 28th, and that will easily attract to you opportunities that let you build long distance relationships, get you on a larger scale. So if you are releasing some form of, let's say, business or help, or you're wanting to draw in more clients, then you can expand and grow your business at this time, or you can expand and grow the areas in your life where you feel are in alignment for you, that support your beliefs and that give you real meaning. So if you're in a role, whether it's personally or professionally, that doesn't feel meaningful, when Venus enters Taurus at the end of the month, you may start to get new perspective, especially if you're capitalizing on the Mercury retrograde, because it does make us more internal and we can listen to our intuition more. We can listen to our psychic nature more. Yes, Mercury can be a trickster during this time, so not everything is as it appears to be. However, when it comes to the practice of listening to your intuition, the body doesn't lie. When Venus enters Taurus here, you could get confirmations that all those little hits you were getting are actually right on track. And I would say, if you can, gather these hits, record them, write them down, whatever, make your list like you like to do, and then stay patient until June, when Mercury goes direct, and then you can execute. The Gemini new moon at the end of the month, 10th house, has a wonderful opportunity for you to withdraw, to socialize. I say withdraw and socialize tongue in cheek, but it lets you socialize with those that you feel like you can spend time with and that you can enjoy life with. It's not so much about jumping and taking action during the new moon, but it is about sharing your ideas. It's about sharing the gifts that you have, being of great service, and your creative aspect. I see a lot of you Virgos planning and sharing with your friends and family, your closest people, some of your ideas that you have, and that you're wanting to launch come June, July, into the summer months. So you'll find too that people naturally are drawn to you this month, that want to utilize your services. They want to capitalize on your thoughts and your ideas. And like I say, if you're looking at it from a relationship, a romantic relationship standpoint, many of you Virgos can go really deeply into your bonded relationships and find greater trust and intimacy. You'll most likely be driven to do that. And if you are single and you're looking for love, get out and socialize. Take your time with Mercury retrograde, as far as latching on to anybody, but do give yourself permission to have a little bit of lighthearted fun. And you just never know that by the end of the month that you could meet somebody new, and it could be somebody who is just really in alignment with you, and they give you a lot of I'll say butterflies and good feelings. I keep getting these images of butterflies for you, Virgo. So I think that's going to be a good sign when you're meeting someone. And I'm going to be that astrologer that says it's okay to start a new relationship during a Mercury retrograde, as long as you take your time vetting that person out. Okay. So not, as they say, not everything is as it appears to be. So you won't get shocked if something shows up a few months down the road that you're like, well, I didn't know that about them. Take your time. It most likely won't be a terrible thing for you. But if for some reason you're doing the online dating app, Mercury retrogrades are not great for the truth being revealed. There's a lot of deception that often happens on the dating apps during a Mercury retrograde. So just be aware of that. Please be safe. Make sure you have your backups and your friends, that support you and that sort of thing. All right, Virgo, I really hope this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Come find me at jamiedawn.com. I do look forward to connecting with you. Have a great month.